Hey everybody, Joy here. It is Thursday. Oh my goodness, I don't know the day. I've lost track. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It must be November 4th, 2021. But I wanted to tell you real fast about the Christmas tree quilt. I told you what it was called the other day and y'all said you couldn't find it. So let me show you how to find it. Let me show you this without getting too close. You go to modafabrics.com. Then you go to Inspiration and Resources. Then you go to, look at right there in the middle what it says. Free patterns. And there's a whole bunch of them. Free patterns. And so then you scroll down like a real long way. Right here. It says Tole Christmas, T-O-L-E. So you go to Tole Christmas, and right there are the 4 pages of the pattern. See? Totally free. So you can find it. Now, I don't know if you go to modafabrics.com and you just search Tole Christmas, you might be able to find it that way. Okay? Each side of the tree is just one strip of colored fabric, and the rest is white. It's not little blocks sewn together. It's just one strip. So there's a left side of the tree and a right side of the tree. Okay? And because I'm so particular and hyper about everything, I want to make sure that none of my trees are the same. You know, like those puzzles you do when you're kids? Look at this picture and point out the things that are different and point out the things that are the same. I don't want there to be any things that are the same. So what I do is I have all of my greens. Now, I did not have a jelly roll. So I have all of my greens cut into 2.5-inch strips. Just one of each one. I didn't cut out more than one. I have a 1/4 yard. When I went to all the different fabric stores, I bought 1/4 yard. And so then I came and I cut 2.5-inch strips like a jelly roll of every green. Now this is just me. You guys can fast forward on this and make this so much faster. Just running the strips through, grab a green, grab a white, grab a green, grab a white, grab a green, grab a white. But I can't do that. So what I do is I put my 3 trees that I already made. You saw how I had them over there on the couch. And then I come over here to all my greens. And so then I just start building trees. So I always start at the top. So I'm going to start, and I have here left, right. So I'm going to build half the tree over here, and it's going to be the left side. And I'm going to build half the tree over here, and it's going to be the right side. So I'm going to start with that. Think, okay, that might look pretty good at the top. Let me see. How about this one at the top? Okay, so I start at the tippy top of the tree. So this will be the top. So then I just pick a green, any green, find another one that's not the same. So I'll put that one there. And you want lights and you want darks, and you know, you got to play that game when you're building a quilt. So I'll put that one there. And change our mind is what we can do. So here's the left. Now there's 7 tiers to the tree, 7 branches. So I'm going to have 7 going down each side, okay? Now I start out doing this. I could spend an hour, 2 hours doing this. And just stand here and look at it, and get some coffee, get some water. I don't know, turn the lights off, turn the lights on, look real skinny through the hole in my head. I'm telling y'all, you don't want to play with me. You're going to hate it. You're just going to hate it like my sisters used to. It's awful being around a perfectionist if you aren't one. It is a royal headache. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. And I'm looking for different shades of green. Now see, those 2 are kind of the same shade, only one's darker. So I might move that down because I don't want them to be right next to each other. And then these 2 are kind of the same family. I don't know, but you just keep playing. Okay, this is several hours after whatever you just saw. It's already after supper time. So I'm showing you how I do the Christmas tree quilt because you asked me to. So I was showing you how it has a left side and a right side. So what I do is I just work with one block at a time, and then I lay out. I just grab some. You can see over here all the ones I grabbed. They're all cut 2.5 inches like I told you. And I grab them and I just lay 7 on the right and 7 on the left. And then I rearrange them and then I take pictures of them. So after I decided what one I like the best, then I cut them. So you can see here I've got them cut into their size that they have to be. See, you start out at the top with a short one, then a little bit longer one, a little bit longer one, a little bit longer one. You have 7 on each side. And I make myself a little checklist. I have written here this little note that I'm cutting colors. There's also white in this. The white's no background. There's also white. So I make myself a note for cutting the greens. And I put down what sizes I need for the left and what sizes I need for the right, which are the same sizes really. But the left is the opposite of the right, if that makes sense to you. Okay? So you start out with 2.5. Then you go to 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5 in the colors. And then the whites are kind of different. The bottom is 2.5, and then you go to 3.5, 4.5, and they get bigger, bigger, bigger going up. Okay, does that make sense? So you can see here I have all of my little squares cut and lined up. And so here's the very top of the tree with its 2 little greens, and then it's going to have one of these long white ones on each side. And so what I do is I do the very top, get it all sewn together. Then I do row 2, get it all sewn together. Then I sew row 2 to row 1. Then I do row 3, get it all sewn together, and I sew it to row 2. And then I do row 4, sew it to row 3. Okay, does that make sense? So you can do this way, way, way faster than I'm doing it. You can do it like Jenny Doan does it, and like Donna Jordan does it, where they just go broom, broom, zoom, 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 zoom to the sewing machine and do like they would do all of this size all at once and all of this size all at once, and they would do all 12 trees at one time. But I'm not in a hurry. I don't quilt for anybody but myself. I have all the time in the world, and this is how I like to do it. So when I get done, I'm not like, oh, I don't like the way that turned out. I don't like that green with that green. I don't like that there and that there. Okay, so you asked me how I do it. That's how I do it. So I'm going to sew this tree together, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like, tree number 4. I'll be back. So I'm going to show you. There's the very tippy top of the tree. You can see how I sewed it together. You sew the squares to the rectangles, and then sew across the diagonal, and then you cut it and you fold it, and then you get the little tips. Y'all know how to do that, half square triangles. And then you do the next one the same way. On every single row, you're going to have 2.5-inch squares that you're going to make these corners with. Okay? So then I pressed the tippy top of the tree. I pressed the seam one way. The second row, I pressed the seam the other way. Then I sewed them together from here to here. Then I'm going to press that seam and open it up, and then I will have the top of tree number 4. I love it. So, hey everybody, to say goodbye. This is the next day. This is Friday, November 5, 2021. And I am doing another ending to this video because yesterday turned out to be a disaster for what I was putting together for you, most of what you just saw, but there were several other things too, and they got messed up because I was so excited that my granddaughter was coming. I lost my mind. And I completely forgot the camera was running, and I was talking to you just like I am now. And she got here and Jerry got here, and we just left, and the camera just kept running until the phone died. And so when I was editing with my InShot on my cell phone, somehow all of that long video messed it up. And even though I took it out, it kept saying, You need to remove storage. You don't have any storage in this phone. I removed over half of my videos. I removed accidentally all my emails. I removed half my apps and still it wouldn't upload that video. So I had to start over today. So I'm going to show you where I am. I'm not going to sew anymore because it's time for us to get everything ready to go home in the morning. And so we're going to hook up the Jeep tonight. Then it'll be time for us to fix supper, and then we'll watch TV. Jerry wants to watch some football reruns or a basketball rerun or something. But I want to show you where I am to date, okay? I hope that makes sense. So if this video seemed a little odd, it's because this video is a little odd. It's actually a lot odd. So here's my 4 trees. You can see the 2 on the pillows, I think. Can you stand up so they can see you? So, let me see if I can show you all 4 at once. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And so you can tell that the last one that I did, I got the trunk on the bottom of it. Because remember, my trees are different than the quilt in the pattern. Because I don't want white trees, and I don't want red trees, and I don't want blue trees or any other color trees. I just want mine to be green trees. Mine are going to be outdoor trees, and there's going to be snow coming down all on them. I'm even thinking of trying to make up my own. I wish I could talk to Jeffrey because he'd help me with this. But I'm going to try to make up my own pantograph of snow to put on them. I even started drawing it this morning. It's just a little bit of wind and a snowflake, and wind and some snowflakes, and wind and some snowflakes. So, and show us up close. There's nothing to see. Okay, just some scribbles. So, when I get home, I have a lot more green waiting for me there. We have, goodness, 8 days mail waiting for us at the post office. And I understand that both of my good friends, Glenda Sparling, that owns Surefoot Designs, and Judy Kessinger, that owns Fit Nice Systems, I have a package from both of them at the post office. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get back home to see what they sent me. So I'm going to let you go for now. I'll be back and show you more of the Christmas tree quilt. I can't show you the kitty quilt anymore because I don't want Viv to see it. I want it to be a surprise for her when she gets it. I mean, not that it's any big deal, you know. Anybody can make a quilt with some books in it. But I just want it to be a surprise to her, how it turns out, you know. So, but I can certainly show you how to do the tree quilt, and it's Christmas time, so we should be making trees instead of cats anyhow, shouldn't we? All right, my friends, I'm going to let you go, and I'll be back when I get back home to my other house. You can hear Jerry slamming doors outside. He's checking the oil and airing up tires and doing all those last minute things that you do when you bring in your slides and you head out of Dodge. All right, my friends, I'll see you soon.